A 1928 Lincoln 1 cent is a coin that many collectors recognize as part of the classic wheat penny era, but few realize how valuable this coin can become under the right circumstances. While most circulated examples are worth very little, the highest quality survivors with full original mint red luster, strong strike, and minimal marks have sold for several $1,000s, with some exceptional MS-67 red examples reaching prices over $7,000 at major auctions. This may seem surprising for a coin that was produced in large numbers, but the rarity here is not in how many were minted, it is in how few exist today in perfect, original condition. The 1928 Lincoln cent was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, meaning no mint mark appears under the date. The U.S. Mint struck roughly 134 million of these coins that year. That might sound like a huge supply, but most of these coins entered circulation and saw decades of daily use in stores, banks, and everyday commerce. The copper composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc makes the coin prone to darkening and spotting, so very few retained their original brilliant red color. The obverse shows Abraham Lincoln facing right, with, "In God We Trust," above him, "Liberty," to the left, and the date to the right. On the reverse, the iconic wheat ears design frames the denomination, 1 cent, with United States of America below and the motto, E pluribus unum, at the top. This design was used from 1909 through 1958 and is one of the most beloved coin designs in U.S. history. The 1928 issue falls in the middle of this era, a time when the penny was still widely used and held meaningful purchasing power. In worn or circulated condition, most 1928 pennies are common and worth anywhere from 10 cents to $1.50, depending on how much detail remains. Even coins in lightly circulated grades such as extremely fine or about uncirculated typically sell for $2 to $10. But the story changes dramatically when we move into uncirculated grades. Uncirculated coins, also called mint state, MS, are evaluated not only on sharpness but on surface preservation and color. Copper naturally changes over time, so the redder the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Coins are classified as brown, BN, red-brown, RB, or red, RD, depending on how much original color remains. A 1928 penny graded MS-63 brown might sell for $20 to $35, while the same coin graded MS-63 red-brown may bring $45 to $75. When a coin retains most of its original red luster and grades at MS-64 red, values can rise from $100 to $200, depending on attractiveness and strike quality. Once we reach MS-65 red, the grading becomes much tighter and the number of surviving coins becomes much smaller. In this grade, the coin can sell anywhere between $250 and $600. At MS-66 red, the price increases sharply, often reaching $1,000 to $2,500. These coins have excellent luster, minimal contact marks, and eye appeal that stands out. The truly elite level, MS-67 red, is where auction records take shape. Extremely few 1928 Lincoln cents survive at this grade, making them both scarce and highly desirable. Auction prices for MS-67 red examples have reached $4,000 to $7,000, and occasionally more when the coin displays exceptional color or strike. Errors and varieties also play a meaningful role in the value of this coin. One interesting feature to look for is die deterioration doubling or mechanical doubling, which can make some letters or numbers appear slightly thicker or shadowed. While these are not considered major doubled dies, some collectors still find them appealing. The most valuable varieties are those involving repunched dates or early die state doubling, though strong doubled die varieties are not widely confirmed for this exact year. Collectors also look for die cracks, particularly those that form raised lines along Lincoln's portrait or along the rims. These are not always highly valuable, but dramatic or well-placed die cracks can bring premiums. Clipped planchets are another error to watch for. These appear as curved missing sections along the edge of the coin caused during the blank cutting stage. A clipped planchet in good condition can bring $20 to $100 or more, depending on severity and overall visual appeal. Off-center strikes are also desirable. If a 1928 penny is struck off-center but still shows the date fully, even a mild 10% off-center example can bring $60 to $150, while a dramatic 40% to 60% off center strike can push the value to $250, $400, or higher, especially in uncirculated condition. To evaluate your own 1928 penny, start by examining the color. The more original red luster present, the more promising the value. Next, examine sharpness. Look closely at Lincoln's hair, beard, and ear, as well as the wheat lines on the reverse. These details should be crisp and fully defined in higher grades. Then, look for marks or scratches. Even a single noticeable mark can reduce the grade. Finally, look for unusual features such as doubling, shifting, cracks, or clipped edges. If a coin appears bright, well struck, and mostly free of marks, it may be a candidate for grading. Submitting the coin to PCGS or NGC could greatly increase its value, especially if the coin reaches MS65 red or higher. For Lincoln wheat cents from the 1920s, color, strike, and preservation are the key to unlocking value. The 1928 Lincoln 1 cent is a lesson in subtlety, a coin that is common in worn condition yet rare and highly desirable in pristine form. It shows how history and time transform ordinary objects into sought-after treasures, and how the smallest details, a shade of color, a sharp line of wheat, or the absence of a single mark, can mean the difference between a penny and a prize.